All right, welcome back to episode 10 of the IBL podcast. I'm your host, Pony RL, and I'm joined by Dudichu. Hello, Dudichu. How are you doing today?
I am surviving, but it's unfortunate that I'm joined by somebody that I don't like, but that's fine.
And speaking of that special someone in Dudichu's heart, I'm also joined by Mogus. Hello, Mogus. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good, actually. All right.
This is fire. This is so great to hear. So week 9 had a lot of games, 23 to be exact. So without further ado, let's get right into them. And I am lucky to have the experts on game number 1. On Monday, we had Eclipse taking a loss to a Resurgent fistfight.
Oh my, I have a lot to say about this game, seeing as like I played every single map of it. I mean, I'm gonna be so thorough. This was probably the most stressful game I've played this season, even more than probably against Mousetrap. Only reason being is because it's really hard and really stressful to play against players who you know will lag, will get unfair hits against you, and there's like not much you can do about that. This game was really close, as you can see, with us taking a 14 rounder against them. I mean, uh, Eclipse had a really good game. I'm not gonna lie. They were really close to getting it, but in the end, it was just barely not enough. But that game was really good, to be honest.
Yeah, the game was interesting. Um, the strategic standpoint of that game was we were kind of hoping that Doggin would actually be able to make the game, because he had told us that there was a chance he'd actually be able to be there, and we were kind of banking on that at the start because our Slay lineup just does not have Luke at all, and we have so little practice with Luke in that lineup. So when we were running our normal lineups for Slay, we lost the first 2 rounds. We called a timeout, and it was atrocious. We were genuinely playing awful in the first 2 rounds, and I think it was literally just that was old fist fight 100% in the first 2 rounds there, and then we kind of locked in towards the end, went 4-1 in the final 5 rounds, and we're able to close out Slay. And on Spaceship, it was literally just pray that Not Cool doesn't not take not back, I guess.
Yeah, and just looking at this game, Landon doing his typical thing, top fragging for you guys, doing great. On the other side, Carter and Not Cool doing numbers for Eclipse, and cool to see Lava Pete playing in the IBL as well now. CBB Demon Lava Pete.
With Lava Pete, I I feel like he's such a high potential player, but he's just not like he's not realizing it because he plays. I noticed when we played against them, he plays almost passive. He just he doesn't. I'm pretty sure he thinks he doesn't really belong in the IBL because of what happened with the draft, and he's just not playing to his full potential because he's such a great player. And if he really did like take that next step to just being more confident, I think he'd be a better player by far.
I mean, no, yeah, like I fully agree with what you're saying during that game. I played against him a lot in CVB, seeing as I also play a lot of CVB, and he was not playing like his usual self. He was playing really passive, really like close. I remember one of the rounds I got like a combo on him, and I he barely hit me into lava, but that is not what the normal lava Pete would do on that map. But yeah, no, I feel like he just needs to realize his own potential. Like he can go places.
All right, moving right along, we had the next game on Monday, the last game on Monday, which was the Shinjikeito getting a win against the Donut Droppers.
This is the game of the season. I'm just saying it now. Only because of one map, this is the game of the season. This spaceship. I'm not even gonna say a word about Pumpkin Patch. It happened. But spaceship. Oh my god. We got to see the greatest strategy in IBL history get used. 4 people drop down immediately out of spawn and go sit under middle. And they won that round. I don't understand. They're doing things that like this fight's called the W key team, and we're like supposed to be the dumbest team, and we just play stupid battle box. This team is outdoing us completely. They are just I cannot define how much I fuck with their ideas, bro. It's so amazing. I love it.
Yeah, no, I like same thing. Dude, you said I watched this game, seeing as like I didn't have much to do. I was like Pumpkin Patch was like not really interesting. A lot of aggro plays from Shinji that really worked, but Space, oh my God, Space. I was like, what is going on right now? Like, what am I watching? Because this is like I've never watched this before, especially what Dude said when they all jumped into mid. I was like, are we serious? Like, how is this working? What is going on? Then just rest of space. From what I saw, it's just Shinji taking constant space. Just Donut Chopper sitting in spawn and like not doing anything about it. Like, if you stay in spawn, you're just letting them get free jobs, honestly. And just a really good outplay from Shinji. I feel like this game was really good.
Yeah, as we get to the end of the season, we're seeing a lot of games that don't really matter anymore. Both teams with seasons finished, but can result in some very entertaining stuff nonetheless. Serpel also with a crazy 14-2, must be said.
100%. I do think that like Donut Droppers were, I think they were like 5-6 when this game happened. They like before this week, they were 100% in the like playoff picture. They realistically could have taken the division that they were in, because at the time, I don't think Hang Plus 10 had really played that many games, and it didn't look like they were going to do that much because they hadn't practiced in forever. So Donut Choppers were 100% the favorite to take that division. And this week they just had a massive slide, and it all started with this game where it honestly Shinji just played like they didn't care and they won. And that had to do terrible things to the Donut Droppers morale.
Yeah, no, I like agree with what you're saying. Like seeing after they played like a lot of games and just loss after loss after loss, and it's just what happened to the morale. Like just after this game, especially, it just went downhill. I feel like it's just a giant snowball. I mean, they were doing good. They were possibly making playoffs, but now after this week, they're just out of the playoff picture completely. And it's like, what happened?
Well, I guess we'll get right into what happened because on Tuesday we had a duo of Donut Droppers losses, and we'll start with the Hang Plus 10 as the winners.
Yeah, no. This game I didn't get to watch much. I watched a little bit of it. Map one. I mean, I thought Donut Droppers had it. They were doing good, taking a 4-1 lead, and I thought, okay, Donut Droppers may have this. I thought they were like bringing it back. I thought they were gonna win this, but then I don't know what happened. Map two, map three, just getting destroyed by Hank plus 10 twice, losing 4-1, then losing 4-2. I'm like, what happened? I mean, I honestly thought they had it, and I think I just after map 2, their morale just kept getting worse and worse.
Yeah, I mean, this team, like Donut Droppers took map one outright. They took it convincingly. They did a couple of fills, but they absolutely won. And I don't know how they don't carry that into the next map because they just got destroyed. And it looks like this entire game, and it almost feels like the entire season with this team. If Pig doesn't drop like 20 kills, this team's not winning. This team has great players like Bunder and Nymphy and Suit to an extent. They're 100% like serviceable, good players, and they're not winning because blatantly just there's not a lot of strategy. It's literally go out there and pray. Pig is vibing, carries the whole team. The only rounds that they won in the last map were because Pig won a 2v4, and then Pig dropped 2 kills against the 2 most important players on the enemy team in map 3. Like, this team had no right to win 2 rounds in the last map at all, and they only won because Pig. And it's the whole reason that they won two rounds on that map. If Pig doesn't put the entire team on their back, they don't win. It's really disappointing to see. But Pig 100% had an MVP campaign on their hands, but I just don't see it happening now that they're 6-9.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with what you said. I mean, yeah, I mean, especially after when we play them, from what I saw, it's just Pig is just a really strong player. They carry their team. I mean, a lot. I feel like they're really strong at PvP. I mean, I was getting cooked by them. I'm not gonna lie. They're a really strong PvP player, and yeah, no, I completely agree with what you said. Only reason why Donor Droppers were able to pick up those rounds in map 3, which is Pig just doing their thing and getting a lot of kills. I mean, you can see in the stats they dropped 18 and 11 in that game, even though they lost, getting MVP. I mean, yeah, no, it's just wild. They are a crazy player, and I agree with what you said. They're definitely a B League MVP candidate.
Well, then let's move along to a game where Pig had a quieter outing. We had Sugar Rush taking a good win against the Donut Droppers.
Yeah, I mean, this team was Sugar Rush is an extremely underrated team. Outright, this team has amazing value in the fact of I don't think any of these players are outright the blatant top frag, but any of them can be the number one player on their team, and that's what they thrive in. Because it doesn't matter if you target one player on their team or try to uh, get somebody out 100% of the time and play into a 3v4. This entire team has comeback potential because all of them are equally as skilled as each other, in my eyes. They're 100% a team that's difficult to strategize against because you just can't understand how they play. Specifically, people like Saru, Valuv, Perhex, they're all wild cards in every game they play, and it's so fun to watch. But as far as it goes for donut droppers in this game, I mean, it's just like what I just said. I mean, if Pig doesn't drop 20, this team's not winning. They went to round 7 on map 2, and I think it was mostly because of fills, and fills are not really a sustainable way to constantly win games. I mean, they're a good way to get a quick round or two here and there and maybe swing the morale in your favor, but at the end of the day, you need to win fights to win the game.
And I completely agree with what you're saying. I agree with what you said about Sugar Rush, about them being like an unpredictable team. I remember when we played them start of the season. They may be an unpredictable team, but they're also really good at PvP. I mean, I remember Avalon was crazy. Perhex is so good at PvP. Saru, they have a lot of really strong players on their team, and just you can see it here with Perhex dropping 16 and 2. It's just they're like a demon. Um, yeah, a really strong PvP team. Taking a really strong win on map 1, and then on map 2 dropping a few rounds from like what you said, Dono droppers just I think getting a few fills off, then winning a few fights. But yeah, no, Sugar Rush with the comeback, being able to close this map out at 4-3. Yeah, no, Sugar Rush is a really strong team, and I really like hope they do good later in the season.
All right, then the next game on our schedule, we had the last B League game of the day. We had a rare loss at this point of the season for Goth Money versus Infrared.
I mean, I think I watched most of this game. I mean, I was really surprised with the outcome. I'm gonna be for real. I thought Goth Money had it. Goth Money are such a strong team, and they were doing so good by this point of the season, if I remember right. Then I mean, after map 1 especially, I thought they had it with them getting a solid 4-2 win. But then I don't know what happened after. They just crumbled completely with losing the next 2 maps 4-1, especially in map 2 where they lose 4 rounds in a row, just getting destroyed. I feel like, I mean, Kepler's is always being another potential MVP for B League, dropping 15 and 11, but I think this team is really strong. They don't have a single carry player, but it's kind of similar to the situation with Donner Choppers, where if Kepler doesn't really pop off, sometimes the team just can't get enough initiative to be able to win some rounds.
I kind of disagree with that a little bit. This team is more than capable of winning without Kiplers. I think they're one of the most underrated teams in strategy because all of them are smart, genuinely smart people. Yuko, Amarushi, and Mass are 100% some of the smartest people when it comes to organizing strats for a pregame. But they really struggle when Kiplers is playing slightly off. And even where there are these games where he goes 15 and 11, there's another game where he goes 15 and 8 and they lose. It's just down to the fact of strategy. And if their strategy is somewhat shaken or they don't know how to bounce back from a loss, they just end up losing. This team is so based in whether or not Mass, Amarushi, and Yuko truly take a step back and are able to evaluate what their opponent is doing and counter them with adaptability. This team is really adaptable if they take that step back and use their timeouts properly, but they just haven't been doing it, I think, all season. And I think you could honestly credit every single loss to the fact that they just aren't really taking that step back and trying to evaluate what their opponent is doing and what they can do to fix it.
I mean, no, yeah, I agree what you said. I think maybe my take was probably a little bit wrong. But yeah, no, I agree what you said. From what I see is they don't take called timeouts. They don't take the time to say, okay, what is going on? Just take time to really evaluate things. I mean, if this team just starts doing that, I feel like they can win a lot more games.
All right, then the last game we had on Tuesday was a very important game for Nova. Got a little scary in the first map, but Nova did take a good win versus Lotus.
I I'm so happy to see Nova winning. This team, honestly, it's really disappointing to see them at a sort of a losing record right now, but they're capable of so much. You know, the defending season champions right here. Tor and JFAG on the same team is always a recipe for success, and Cool is just an absolute monster, and you cannot sleep on him. I really think this team was kind of torn apart from week 1 or week 2 whenever Nuke retired out of the blue, and this game, I mean, they just show that they can still do it. I mean, they even though it was a supposedly close game, when they were winning dominantly. There weren't any rounds where they won that it wasn't a close round. When they were losing, it was extremely close, and when they were winning, it was not even a contest. This team is genuinely a team that can just absolutely roll you over and just win. But if they're in that close situation, I think the fact that they lost Gizzy is just they lost a lot of their clutch ability because they're not winning these close rounds. You'll notice that like whenever it's close, they're losing, but whenever it's not even close, they're absolutely dominating. They're comfortable when they're in the driver's seat, but if they have to react, they're not playing great. But they did come away with an amazing win with JFAG going 13-2. Absolute monster.
Yeah, no, I agree with what you said. I also have a little bit of bias towards Nova, and I love to see him do good. Seeing as I used to play for them in season 1.
Street
Um,
Sharks, yes.
Three Sharks, yes. I mean, no, yeah, but like I agree with what you said. I mean, map 1 looked a little bit close, but just Nova taking back the driver's seat from Lotus and just closing the map with a convincing 4-3 kind of, then just map 2 continuing with that momentum and just winning 4 rounds in a row to take the map and with a solid 4-0 win. I mean, I love to see this team do good. I was kind of worried at the start of the season when they were doing kind of rough, but they seem to be bouncing back from it now, and I'm really glad to be able to see that.
All right, then that brings us over to Wednesday, where we had another duo of B League games. The first game, we had Sugar Rush picking up another win against Infrared.
Yeah, no, this game I honestly thought was gonna be way closer. I did not expect Sugar Rush to beat Infrared this like convincingly. I mean, seeing from the game against Goth Money, I thought, okay, Infrared still got it. They're a really convincing team still, but I guess I was wrong because in this game, just Sugar Rush just dominated. I feel like a really strong team performance as you can see from from everything. I mean, Perhex dropping 9-4, Saru dropping 7-2. Just Sugar Rush picking up a convincing win against an Infrared who might need to like rethink some things.
Yeah, I think Infrared really, I mean, in this last stretch of the season, they're 1 and I think 4 in their last 5 games, and they're just playing terribly. They're not playing to their best ability, and I don't know what that has to do with their mental or if it was their minor break that they took within the season or scheduling multiple games back to back to back, but it really hurt them. But as far as this Sugar Rush game goes, oh my god, this is like Skolas's wet dream. Phil's overkills, man, 100% of the time. Anytime Sugar Rush was winning, I think they won only 4 rounds in this entire game with kills. They were almost entirely fills whenever they won. And this is an amazing game for stat lines, for KDR ratios. I love Perhex going 9-4, but Saru going 7-2, that KDR is perfect. We love to see it.
All right, then the next game we had on our schedule, we had Impulse picking up a win against Fistfight.
Anguish, bro.
Oh my
Anguish.
god.
I don't know, man. This game really hangs heavy on all of our heads at Fistfight, man. We really thought about this one after we played it because it was such a good game in the first 2 maps, and that's all we were planning for. We came into this game not, I don't want to say overconfident, but we didn't want to play Slay as the last map, because we knew that this team was capable, more than capable on Slay, and we came up with some strats beforehand, but it wasn't enough. They were an amazing team, and this was a fun game, just outright. I think just if we ended up only playing 2 maps, it would be the best game of the season. But the fact is, on the third map, we just didn't put up enough of a fight to beat Impulse 100%. I mean, this was an amazing game. Landon going 20 and 13, Doggin 12 and 13, and me going 11 and 14. We did our jobs, but you can't drop the ball this heavily on the last map and expect to win. You can't get 4-0'd. You gotta just get back up and you gotta get back to it, because after we lost Watermill, we thought we lost it to only 1 or 2 mistakes and some in-between rounds, and then it was gone, and we had to reload and get ready for map 3, and our mindset was just not there, and we ended up losing because of it.
Yeah, no, like I mean, this game broke me. I mean, I spectated the first 2 maps. Map 1, I was really happy. We were doing so good. Impulse, I'm not gonna lie, we're putting up a great fight. First 2 rounds, knowing how to counter or fight against our strat. But then us bringing it back and winning, finishing the map with a close win. Then map 2, I mean, I was spectating, but like I agree with what Duduchi said. From what I saw, it's just like minor mistakes that kept stacking and stacking and stacking, which ended up costing us the map and forcing us to go into the map 3, which we were all dreading and did not want to play. I mean, we were prepared for it, but Impulse just were. I feel like they were more prepared for it. I mean, most of our strats that we were trying were just not working. Again, I think map 3, we also had some slight mistakes. I don't know. I had a crucial one, which I think probably cost us round 1. But yeah, no, this game broke me. It was just, I think it was the definition of snowball effect. Just small mistake after small mistake that kept stacking and stacking and stacking. And then by the point where we got to second round and Slay, our confidence was just shot. No, I mean, our motivation was gone. Our morale was just in the floor. This game actually broke me.
Well, I'll be the one to give Impulse their flowers. Konzid having a great game, 18 and 12, and Cup also having a great game, 17 14. Pizza Slider having an even 11 11. Good work from the Impulse trio to get a crushing win on my poor co-casters here.
Before you go to the next round, and I think I didn't say it enough when I started. Impulse is an amazing team. I just want to emphasize, in the first 2 rounds of Graffiti, they were the only team that gave us a different look than we have seen from anybody else all season. Our Graffiti is undefeated since we came up with our new strategy that everybody is called, like, we got it. It's been called Evil Minecraft. It's been called Stupid Graffiti. Bunch of different things. People are asking for it to be banned from IBL outright because it's unfair according to certain Ultraviolet owners. But at the end of the day, this team almost took away our home map from us, man. This was amazing. They did amazing prep for us. And a Watermill, when you make a slight mistake, yes, it snowballs, and maybe it snowballs, or you can correct it. But these guys were capitalizing off of every single mistake we made because they played perfectly. They played an absolutely magnificent game, and I don't think I said it enough at the start.
Yeah, no, I want to agree with you with what he said about Graffiti. I mean, from what I was watching first 2 rounds, I was just like shocked. I was like, what do we do now? Because these guys know what to do. They have it. They have it planned out. They're countering us and what we know how to do best. And I mean, I thought I was like, after this, what do we do? What do we change? But I mean, y'all brought it back. And I wish I was there in BC to listen to what y'all said. But yeah, no, I want to also give props to Impulse. They're a really strong team. I'm not gonna lie. Y'all cooked.
All right, then moving along, we get to Thursday, where we had a trio of Hang plus 10 B League games and then one A League game to finish us off. We start with Hang plus 10 getting a win against Infrared.
Oh no, yeah. I mean, again, with what we were saying about Infrared, again, first map, I honestly thought, okay, yeah, Infrared got this. They're going strong. I think, oh yeah, they got this. But also from what I'm seeing here, I think it's a lot of fills because I see no kills straight up first 3 rounds. I'm like, what is going on? But I think, I mean, I honestly thought that Infrared had it in the bag after map 1, seeing them pick up a solid 4-1 win. But then Hank plus 10 really brought it back, which I was really surprised about. Another team that took a really long break throughout the season, not playing playing like basically no games for a lot of weeks, but they really brought it back, getting a solid win in map 2, then another convincing map win in map 3. Solve, that's always really strong player, dropping 12 and 4. I mean, Hank plus 10 really showed that they still got it.
This game is the reason why I set graffiti in my crosshairs as the map that we wanted to completely destroy, because I started in season 1. Me and Cody for Stuff But Tough and Divine Rising both started this terrible fill meta that has absolutely corroded the IBL, and I hate it. But graffiti was the map that was getting filled on the most by far, because this map pool really favors individual fights, spaceship, graffiti, courtyard. All of these are where you isolate fights, win your fights, win the round. That's just what it is. But for this team and in this game, Infrared, there is not a world where they would have won this game after they won graffiti, because you won a lot of your rounds based off of fills and isolating fights against players that weren't prepared. I just want to say outright, I think Hane plus 10 100% deserved this win. Dippy didn't play at the high level that he's been playing in every other game that they've won, and they were playing for fills rather than for kills. And on this map, with graffiti specifically, when they won, they were playing for fills, and I hated that. Absolutely hated that. It's not good for confidence. It's not good for snowballing. And then when they went on to when they went on to Pumpkin Patch, they just couldn't keep going. If I remember correctly, they tried to initiate some fills on Pumpkin Patch that just did not work, and Hang 10 was ready for it after the first map, and they adjusted properly and were ready for this.
All right, then moving right along, another Hang plus 10 game. Who would have thunk? This time, Fistfight gets the better of them.
God, this game was stressful. Holy crap. After map 1, we were completely and utterly shocked. We went into map 1 thinking that we would be able to take Courtyard and then quickly take off their Slay, because their Slay had issues. They did the same lineups in the first 2 rounds. They've managed to shake that up now after this game, but we were kind of shaken after the first map. I can't lie, we were not ready for it. Landon put on a masterclass here. I think he's the main reason why we won. He went 18-12, absolutely manhandling them on Spaceship, and that was beautiful. After we were able to adjust to a fill-centric strategy on Spaceship, I do want to say we were trying to avoid filling and focusing on fights, but once we started the fill strat, we just kind of wanted to bait them into mid and then force fights.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with what you said. I remember this game since I played it. But yeah, map 1 we went in confident, maybe a little bit. We were down on the dumps, seeing after just yesterday we had loss against Impulse, but we went into this map with a lot of confidence, thinking, yeah, we got this strats. I think we were all sure that we had it in the back, but then just Hank plus 10 showing that they're a really strong team. Just I'm gonna be honest, dominating us. That map, just getting a solid 4-0 lead. Oh, and Slay. Also, them trying almost bringing it back with them winning 2 rounds in a row after we won 2 in a row. But then we just got some slight readjustments and we managed to win. Always, Duduchi always coming with the go readjustments in the middle of the maps. Same thing about map 3. First 2 rounds we were trying to do our aggro strat that we usually do, but we just saw, yeah, this is not working. We need to try something else. Duduchi called, okay, let's try our fill strat, and it just worked to perfection. Think the next 2 rounds after that, me and him went for 2 fills in a row. Both of them worked. Then third round was just actually no, I'm wrong. First round it was me and him winning a really clutch 2v3 from what I saw. I mean, I remember that round barely. It was just we took the team fights, as many team fights as we could, and just hang plus 10, just taking pure unfair 2v1s, and you're not gonna win a fight if you take a 2v1, even if the other two teammates are the other two opponents are like in low health. But then we tried those fill shots, as Duduchi said, and then they worked to perfection. First round we got it uncontested. Second time we tried it, I think there was barely any contention from Yeetus, if I remember, but I just killed them and finished it off. And then last round, it was just a mosh pit in mid that we ended up barely winning, with Lennon trading with I think it was Aichi, and then Chu getting a massive win in a 1v1 against Sage. But yeah, no, this game was really stressful, but it was also really fun. It was a really competitive game, and I really enjoyed it.
As a last little piece on this game, I think for the losing team, these two these two games for Resolved, I think, were really big. He had a very good performance in both games, and I think after losing D95 in the late stages of this season for Hang Plus 10, looking forward to playoffs. I think it's going to be very important for Resolved, Yeetus, and the others on Hang Plus 10 to fill in those shoes. And Resolved's been doing a good job so far, really picking it up in the later stages of the season.
100% agree.
All right, next game on our schedule, last B League game of the day, we had Hang Plus 10 getting a win versus the Sirens.
I mean, I remember watching this game. If you look at the stats, you may say, "Oh, it's just a sleep usual against the Sirens," bro. I mean, I actually watched the game, and I mean, at least in Slay, in that second map, Sirens were actually putting up a good fight. It's just, I mean, it was also mistakes that just let Hang Plus 10 capitalize a lot, and which caused them to lose a lot of rounds that I feel like they should have won. But I mean, after that, I don't have much to say. It's just Yeet is going 13-0. Just the stat line says it all. Sonics just a team that has underperformed this whole season. But I mean, I don't have much to say. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, Sirens. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I mean, this team was. I don't even know if they were good last season. I think they were because they had caution, and I think losing caution just they lost their entire team identity. Oh no, that was 2 seasons ago. My bad. Regardless, I think Sirens is just they don't have a team identity. It doesn't look like they go into any maps with a specific strategy or VOD review. Hang Plus 10. I mean, is it really just too rude to just say they got out firepowered for this game? I hate it, but I think Hang Plus 10 just beats them in every aspect.
All right, then moving right along, we have one last A-League game on Thursday to close us off. We have the Syndicate, as always, getting a win, this time against the Arcane.
Yeah, I mean, Kel getting called up for this game. We get to see a Kel Awesome. I think this was his debut in A-League. Correct me if I'm wrong. Honestly, this was a magnificent map one from them, in my opinion. They played a great Slay on Arcane side. Tipo completely demolished for the rest of the map, but he was not really present on the first map, actually. I want to say it was mostly Crungy and Kel really doing a lot of the heavy lifting, whether it was with fills or map control in this first map. But Tipo really just he got better as the game went on, but it looked like everybody else was getting worse as the game went on, and it sort of just became the El Tipo show at some point, and he couldn't do it all.
Yeah, no, I agree with what you said. Arcane taking a solid map point against a Syndicate, and it looked like they might have it in the bag, with Arcane being a kind of inconsistent team this A-League, winning a lot of games, but also losing a lot of games. Um, but yeah, no, but I think after that first Slay, Syndicate just did some re-strategizing and then just absolutely destroyed them, taking a 4-0 win on map 2, then taking a 4-1 lead win in map 3. Just Syndicate a really strong team this whole season, as you can obviously see. Fway dropping 19-7, Gray with 11-10. Just Syndicate has been I said it again, a really strong team this season.
Yeah, just a secondary comment because I didn't really say much on Syndicate's side of things. I do think that they're an amazing team, but they are, in my eyes, a team that absolutely thrives off of their opponent's mistakes or misfortune. They are the team that you don't want to play against in A-League if you're not confident. If they notice even the slightest weakness within your team, they're going to exploit it. They are absolutely the team to do so. They absolutely put on a masterclass in maps 2 and 3, Graffiti and Pumpkin Patch. I hate the way that people play Graffiti, but the way Syndicate plays Graffiti, they just win. There's not really a way to say it. They just win. And Pumpkin Patch, they did the same thing. I mean, Fui had an amazing game as per usual. A little bit of a disappointing game for Control Z, going 5-12, but I mean, he's the rock of that team, and if he's unwavering and if he stays confident, stays positive about it throughout the whole game, I mean, they're going to be fine.
All right, then on Friday, we had a set of 5 games, 1 A-League, 4 B-League. We'll start off in the A-League. We had Serpentine getting a decently close win against Close Combat.
This game, honestly, foreseeing it, I know Serpentine has been a really strong team in the A League this season, I think. But actually, no, I'm wrong. But I mean, seeing this game coming up, I mean, I honestly thought we had it. I know the A League had taken a bit of a break. I mean, they hadn't scheduled a game for a while, but I thought they could pick up the pace with a convincing win. But I think Syndicate just proved them wrong with a like. Actually, I'm shocked seeing this. Kubo dropping 26 kills and 8 deaths. It's just mind baffling. I mean, it's Kubo just showing that she's the A League MVP. I mean, for the season probably. I mean, they took map 1 really confidently without they didn't drop a single round. Map 2, Close Combat picked the pace up with them also winning that second map 4-2. But then map 3 Serpentine just closed it off with a convincing 4-1 win.
Yeah, speaking as somebody from close combat, at least from B League, I hate seeing them lose. And what really sucks is it feels like a completely winnable game, but when you play against Kubo playing like this, what the fuck are you meant to do, man? Like, I understand that the MVP race for A League is pretty much down to Fui or Kubo. That's really where it's at. Fui's at 182 kills. Kubo's at 191 as of recording this, and there's a 40 kill difference between those two in third place. They are absolutely the top two for MVP, but how do you make the argument for Kubo to be the real MVP if the team's not winning as many games as they should be? We'll get into that later down the line, but for this game, 100% Serpentine went out there and they just said Kubo go win the game, and Kubo won the game, man. That's MVP. That's aura. I hate to say it. Close combat. God, this team has so many amazing players and so much potential. Apple is the only veteran on this team, but the way Apple plays is not really to inspire that veteran presence. They're 100%, they're a loaded gun, but you need to know how to use the loaded gun for it to properly work. I really hate to see it. This team is amazing on maps where you just go out there and win fights, and they really aren't good at taking map control on maps where you need to watch mid, win fights, and multitask.
Yeah, that I think what was it, week 1 Party Animals game where it was either week 1 or week 2 or something. Where Ciano dropped 24 kills, threatened to stay the highest kill game in A-League all season. This game just at the basically at the finish line, just barely topping it at 26. So that's absolutely crazy from Kubo.
Monstrous.
All right, back down over to the B League we go. We had Mousetrap getting a win versus Infrared.
Yeah, I mean this is one of those games where it's personally I really hoped that Infrared would win this one, but the same things that we were talking about in their games prior just affected them way too much. They weren't able to take proper map control. We also got to see a little bit of fist fight graffiti being used by Mousetrap, and it's just a really dominant strat. It's a simple counter, but a lot of people aren't able to execute it because you need everybody all acting as one person to really get away from the fight and then reevaluate, regroup, and fight back. But no one's really been able to counter it, and I really think that Mousetrap has been playing amazing. It's just this team is really just the Key Sweaty show, and when he has a good game, they win. When he has a bad game, they don't. And 100% went 8-5, top fragged this team. This team really played for fills towards the end there, but dang, this is a good game for them.
Yeah, no, I agree with what you said. Same things we've been saying before. Infrared just not to get a lot of mag control, trying to go for, I think for Phil first round. I don't know if they try to go for it against second round, but it just wasn't working. And I think once they realized that it's not working, they just kind of collapse. I see a good individual performance from Dippy that game, dropping 11 and 9. Dippy again showing he's one of the strongest players this B League. But yeah, no. Oh, what Duduchi said. I mean, I saw Mousetrap copying the fist fight strategy on Graffiti, and just Infrared did not know how to react to it with them taking a 4-1 loss there. Just Infrared again with what we've been saying. They seemed a really strong team at the start of the season, but this end of the season, I don't know what has happened.
All right. Then the next game on our schedule, we had Serpens getting a win versus Shot Glass.
I mean, this game going into it, I wasn't able to watch much. I was busy, but going into this game, I mean, I was honestly expecting Serpents to just take the driver's seat throughout the whole like game and get a really convincing win, but Shot Glass proved me wrong. I'm gonna be so for real. On map one, it was what I had assumed with Shot Glass taking two maps in the 2 rounds in the middle of the map, but yeah, no, Serpents just bring it back from 2-1 up to winning 4-2. But yeah, then map two just again. I mean, first 2 rounds I thought Serpents had it, but then Shot Glass getting, I think they readjusted a little, and then winning the next 4 rounds in a row to close it out at 4-2. Just a really good performance from them, and it was kind of worrying for Serpents, and that keeps going to the start of map three, where Shot Glass starts with a 3-1 lead, but they get the curse as Serpents being able to close the map out at 4-3, being down 3-1. I mean, IFA dropping an incredible performance, 17-8 in losing, and from the side of Serpents, Sky dropping 14-10. I think it was just a really good individual performance from IFA, but I think Sky and the rest of Serpents just had a lot of team chemistry and were able to close this map out, even when at a disadvantage.
Yeah, I mean, I have a little bit of bias here for this Shot Glass team. I really want to see Tan and Beefing succeed. They're amazing players and amazing people. Um, Unfortunately, they weren't able to take this one home. They did take the most dangerous lead in map 3 and 3-1. Serpents came back and stole that game from them. If you're Shot Glass, you really got to think about it that you had this game in the bag and really had a fair chance of taking a good win that absolutely could have helped with an end season playoff push. But they just let it slip, and it's just really unfortunate. Not much you can do there. As far as it goes for Serpens, this is a big win for them. At this point in their season, they were, I believe, 5-7 after this game. They had a high chance of potentially making playoffs after Infrared's massive throw at the end of the season. They've just been on a skid that has not ended. And yeah, I mean, just a good game for Serpens. They managed to take it away, and really disappointing to see Shot Glass lose this map 3.
I mean, you said after this game they were before this 5-7. So after this game they were 6-7. I'm sorry, I had to.
Oh my
I had to.
goodness.
I hate you, Mogus.
Oh my
I hate
goodness.
you.
If there's one thing I love doing on this podcast, it's patting myself on the back. And last week I was on the IFA LOL train, saying how well they were playing in CBB, especially. I had played against them and I had rated them highly. And here they are, 17-8. So I'm giving myself credit.
Okay, Punny. Thank you for that.
Yep,
I
no
mean,
problem.
I'm from like a wide perspective for Shot Class. This is at this point you need to start evaluating your players. Are you going to keep them next season? You need to start evaluating who you're going to keep and who you're going to get rid of, because this was a losing season. This was a failed season, and they need to take that step back and evaluate who do you want to keep from this core. Because do you keep anybody after losing this much, or do you try to find the pieces that you can build around? I feel going 17-8, making a really good case for him to stay on the team.
All right, then the next game on our schedule, we had another Sirens loss. This time, Fistfight taking advantage.
Okay. I just want to say, it's our bad. We really like to go down 1-2 in map 1. You know, we're just really good at losing the 2 of the first 3 rounds. But yeah, I don't know what else there is to really say here. Doggin went 13-1. We were talking about it before this game. We definitely went in extremely confident. We wanted to get somebody their first IBL ace. Managed to do it for Doggin. And yeah, I don't know. It's as much as I want to say we really took this seriously. This is one of those games where we didn't really do a lot of prep, and we just managed to take it away.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I was here for this game, although I didn't get any play time. Thank you, Dudachi.
You're welcome.
But I mean, yeah, no, this game there was just no prep. We just went into it saying, okay, there's not much to expect from this. I was just watching first map. I mean, after that first round, those 2 rounds that we lost, I kind of like threw me off. I was like, okay, what are we doing? What is going on? And just yeah, no, just a quick readjustment, and we were able to close that map off really confidently. I mean, then core is just honestly was just doing whatever we wanted. That last round with everyone hiding behind the pillars. I mean, we were just expecting, okay, we're gonna lose this round, but it worked out somehow. I mean, not much I have to say about this game. It was really fun to watch from my perspective since I did not get to play. Thank you, Dudachi.
You're welcome.
And yeah, no, not much I can say about this. Really happy Dogging got his first ace, dropping 13-1. I mean, I did really good this game, dropping 0-0, going neutral. But yeah, no, not much to say.
Good job, Mogus. Let's go. Woo.
All right, then next game on our schedule, last game of Friday, we saw Fistfight getting another win and Shotglass getting another loss.
Okay, yeah, no, this game, I think, before the game, a lot of mixed feelings. You could clearly see in map selection with something unusual with Dogging going in, just bringing the heat immediately before the game. I mean, he had told us already he was not happy with what had happened, his like falling out of shot glass. Same with Packers. We were expecting him to play, but he could not make it sadly. Also, our last game of the season, we were trying to go out with a strong image, go out with, I mean, you can clearly see in this game with us winning 4-2, then that first map, then second map, just taking it straight with a sweep. I mean, last game of the season, we're just trying to go out on a strong image, trying to end up positive and Doggin just having that extra motivation from his anger, if I may say it like that. But I mean, first map I sat out, didn't I mean not have much to say. I mean, I couldn't watch a lot of the rounds, seeing as the stream crashed for the first like 3 rounds. I mean, first round it was just shot glass being really solid, but then we brought it back with like some slight readjustments. Um, Round 5 was really tragic. I think that was the round where it was like a 3v2, and then an orb takes out like two of us, bringing it down to a 2v1 with the last person being really low. But I mean, court was a really solid map for us. Then trenches, this is where I come in. Trenches, we were not going in with a lot of prep, seeing as trenches was like one of the maps we least played. We did not like playing trenches at all. I mean, we didn't have like a lot of expectations going into this map. We had a little bit of prep, but I guess that little bit of prep really worked out as we just, I mean, as from remember, Shot Glass tried to go aggro, but they just couldn't get the drops they needed. They tried to aggro us, but then seeing when it didn't work out. Both times they tried it, then we did it, and it did work out for us. I mean, I think that's just like a firepower issue, a little bit of a strat. But I mean, that first round, that was like really scary at the end. But Duduchu came up, clutching with a solid 2v1 to win it. But yeah, no, this game was, I mean, a really strong image for us going out as our last game. Dogging dropping 10-4, dropping a really good sideline. Same with Landon dropping 10-6, Dude dropping 9-5. This was a really good game from all of us. I feel like as a whole like team perspective.
Yeah, I mean, this game was fun. At the end of the day, uh, used to be in ownership for Tavern. I had a lot of mixed feelings about not being on the team there. I hated not seeing them. Frankly, I hate seeing them fail or having any issues with success. They've had some rough patches in this season specifically, uh, especially in A League and B League. More of the same here. It's just difficult. I don't really see certain issues with there. I don't. Fuck, I don't know what I was just saying. At the end of the day, I just want to give Doggin his flowers here. He joined the team. We were only able to play one game with Packers, but at the end of the day, I'm really happy we went through with that trade. Doggin played amazing for us. He was a really good teammate. Amazing just to have him on the team. And the shot glass game was 100% a revenge game for Doggin, and he played great, 10-4. My only goal with this game was to get my 100 kills in B League and make sure that I can finally say confidently I wouldn't be a terrible B leaguer if I played in B League. And yeah, it was a fun game.
He still bunts though, due to cheat.
What you shitting me?
All right, we're moving on. The next game we have is on Saturday. First game on Saturday, we have Eclipse getting a win versus Sugar Rush.
Baffling. I have no other words than baffling. Sugar Rush completely dropping the ball here in map 1. I can't. Sugar Rush is such a amazing team across the board, but I don't know, man. Eclipse just played like for lack of better terminology, a brick wall. Not in the fact that they wouldn't take knockback, in the fact that they just stonewalled them at every turn. I know that there were adjustments made during this game by Sugar Rush to potentially try to swing the game in their favor here and there. Some subs that were made, like Valoof sitting out for map 2. I genuinely, I don't know what Sugar Rush did to this game. I think this is just a categorical failure by everybody, everyone involved. It's just really unfortunate. Sometimes, my bad. Some days you're not going to really play at your highest level, and I think that Sugar Rush, more than one of them, definitely just didn't really play it to their best potential, and they weren't able to come away with the win.
I'm gonna be so for I think I had to disagree a little bit with you with Sugar's performance. I still think they played great. They did the best they could. I watched the bot after the game because I was just baffled that Eclipse were able to bring this game. As I'm gonna be so for I did not expect them to win this. This was a game I saw as an easy win for Sugar Rush, but after seeing the summary, I said, okay, I have to watch this bot, see what was going on. And that's where I have to disagree with you with Sugar's performance. I feel like the stats may not show it as much, but I think Sugar Rush did do a really solid map, like both maps against Eclipse. But I mean that round, that game, I mean Pete was teleporting across the map. I'm not exaggerating. Oh, the ace and trenches that he got, he was just teleporting the whole time. Knuckle and Carter known pingers just getting I mean just getting a lot of hits, being able to use that to their like to take value out of that, getting a lot of 4 block, 5 block, 7 block hits. Same with Lava Pete. That game he was just lagging the whole time. That's where I have to like disagree with you, because I mean Sugar Rush there was like not a lot more they could do. They were just getting I mean out PvP'd mainly because of the fact that it's really hard to take a fight against people who are laggy. And if you don't know how to, or if you're not prepared for it, you will lose. And I think this might have been a little bit of lack of preparation.
I mean, regardless of what they, how do I put this? Regardless of ping issues, they, 3 of the 4 players on this team struggle with connection to the server. Not Cool Carter and Lava Pete all have connection issues, and that's been known for them, all 3 of them, for a fairly long amount of time, especially with Not Cool being a long-standing member in just the BattleBox community alone. I would be surprised if any of these guys didn't know what they were getting into, and 100% Sugar Rush knew what they were going into, and they didn't play well this game. I understand that you watched the VOD, and potentially they may have given them a good 2 maps there, but as far as I'm looking at the stats here, and I've watched the VOD briefly, this is absolute catastrophe and true collapse on their hands. They need to rebound from this rather than make excuses for it. You have to look to the next game and get ready for it.
Speaking of next games, here they come. We have 2 losses from Serpentine in a row. We'll start off with their loss to Party Animals.
Yeah, no, not much I have to say about this game. Party Animals just showing this throughout this like whole season that they're a strong team, and proving it again this game with a really good performance from Shiano dropping 10 and 6. Same with Neon dropping 8 and 4. I mean, just a really good overall team performance from Party Animals. I think yeah, they just really played well, and I think kinda is like a little bit Serpentine from what I see. This game she did not do well this game compared to her other games. Nothing, she did bad necessarily, but it's kind of a situation where she couldn't really step up as she's done in other games, and I think the team maybe took like a loss from that.
Yeah, I mean, Kubo had a bad game, 100%. As much as I want to say that's kind of the MVP effect. If your best player doesn't show up, you're not going to win the game. That's definitely a contributing factor, but Serpentine has plenty of good players. Luxuries is an amazing player and an IBL champion. Kabalik's also a long-standing IBL player. Same with Manzo. All of them are more than experienced enough to win a game. But they just dropped the ball. You take a 2-1 lead over somebody on your map pick. You need to capitalize and you need to turn that into a victory. On the Party Animals side, holy mother of God, this team is extremely underrated. As much as I really, I love Bigfoot. He is my friend, but I want to hate this team because they just I'll be honest, I want to hate this team because
Because I
they
hate it.
just don't do anything the way I think they would. Because Ciano is a great player, don't get me wrong, but Trapdoor went 6-0, Bigfoot went 2-7, and Ziz2 went 7-3. Those are the players that I genuinely expected. Like no hate to Ciano or something Neon. I honestly would expect to see this entire leaderboard flipped to see Ciano at the bottom, but he's just monstrous game, monstrous season, and this entire team is overperforming on every level. And I can't even call it overperforming anymore. They're just performing. They're just that good. They're 10-3 now. I want to hate them, but they're just so good.
Stop with the glaze, okay, bud?
I'm not glazing. I'm just being honest.
I will say it. I said it episode 1 of the podcast. I expected a Ciano masterclass this season. So
Well, you're
I
definitely getting it.
love
Holy
patting myself on the back.
Shut up, Pony.
Stop with the glaze, okay, bud? You need to stop it.
All right. The next game we had on our schedule, we had the Syndicate getting a win versus Serpentine.
Fun game. There's no other way to say this. This was a fun game. I mean, this is this. How do I put this? The score doesn't do it justice. Syndicate, yes, took maps, took the maps that they had a lot of influence in selecting. Yeah, they got their map pick and they got map 3, which is usually the home team gets a lot of influence on what that map pick is. It's really, really difficult for me to say that this was a quote unquote not close game because it just was. Serpentine played this game smart and they played it correctly. Kubo went 14-12 and Luxuries went 11-11. Obviously, those are okay stat lines for top 2 in a 3-map series, but they played well enough in my eyes to get a win. But that's just what Syndicate does. They play you at 100% always, and all gas, no brakes. Fui went 19-7. The two top MVP players meet, and Syndicate takes it. Fui looks amazing. This looks amazing for him on his MVP resume, and honestly, he's got my vote. I'll say it.
Yeah, no, I mean, you completely basically took the words out of my mouth a lot. I mean, yeah, no, I agree mainly a lot with what you said. This was a really fun game, really good and solid performances for both teams. I'm not gonna say this game was not close, similar to what you said. Again, fully proving that he's been a strong player this whole season, dropping 19-7 in a really good show of his skills. Again, possible A-League MVP winner. I'm not started thinking about that just yet. But yeah, no, Fui's totally a solid contender. And again, Serpentine, pulling it close, but it just was not enough. And Syndicate pull out this win to keep going in their, again, really strong season.
For me, like, this is kind of disappointing for Serpentine because Control Z not playing this game, so Syndicate's third frag in on every single map as far as I'm aware, not playing at all and having to call up Derpled, who had a good game, to be fair to Derpled. But I think a missed opportunity for Serpentine to get on the better end of some of these bubble playoff teams that we're seeing in the A-League.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a missed opportunity for Serpentine. But as much as I hate saying it, that's really just what their entire season's been. They've been losing games that are important and winning the ones they're winning the ones that they're supposed to win, but they keep losing the ones that they're able to win. It's just It's just disappointing. Kubo, obviously, having an amazing season and a top 2 season at that. If they don't win the MVP, they'll be second. But Fui is just, I mean, he's having the same level of monster season, and he beat the team that Kubo's on. And not to mention that he aced on them to end the game. I mean, Fui just, I don't know, man. He put it all out there.
Speaking of the team that Kubo is on, we'll head down to the B League of that team as Serpens get a win versus Infrared.
Yeah, no, again with what we've been saying for the past, every single time we talk about Infrared, again with the same thing. I don't know what happened to this team after that break. I mean, I saw Hank plus 10 doing good after the break, and I suppose Infrared were gonna do good after it. Coming out of the break, they were 7-2, and I think maybe after this one, they were like 8-5, 8-4, something like that. But I mean, yeah, no, I think this team has really collapsed these past few weeks after their like long break, and either they need to pick their like get their stuff together, like they need pick up the pace. I mean, playoffs are coming soon, and I think they may have a guaranteed spot. I think they're locked in now. But yeah, if this team wants to do good in playoffs, they need to like pick up the pace. I mean, Dippy dropping 14-9, he's doing good. I'm not gonna say he's not. Dippy's a really strong player, really the key player for Infrared. But I mean, the team as a whole needs to like pick up the pace as I said before. If not, they're gonna suffer during playoffs, seeing as they might go up against the first seed.
It's an interesting game, this one, definitely. I think this was at the point in the season where Serpens were now still playing for a playoff spot. They didn't yet receive the final loss that they needed to be truly eliminated yet. But this game. I honestly I hate seeing Infrared playing at a lower level than what they're capable of. They took a 3-2 lead on the final map, had 2 chances to close it out, and they just weren't able to. Serpens is a difficult team to truly understand because if you don't play them close, they will win. And they played them close the whole game, and Serpens still won. Sky Oreos went 14-7, and Sky Warrior went 10-10. And I mean, it's just a pretty simple thing. You let the Serpens play on Watermill and on Trenches. Those, to my knowledge, are some of their best maps, and you let them pick them. You need to take the maps that they're the best at out of the pool. You cannot let them have Watermill, ever. Regardless of what you're confident on, you need to play the map that you're not confident on over the map that they're just going to beat you at. And their experience on Watermill is why they were able to win these 2 back-to-back rounds at the end of the series, and it's just disappointing.
Yeah, no, I want to agree with you. Loki did not talk a lot about Serpens when I talked just now before, but yeah, I want to agree with you. What you said, Serpens a really strong map for them is Watermill. What you said, Sky dropping 14-7, the whole team getting a really good performance. I just forgot. I did not give my kudos to them. They did really good this game, and I just wanted to say that.
All right, well, let's close out week 9, shall we? We have 2 games on Sunday, 2 very different styles of games. The first game we had was a fun one. We had Divine Rising beating Lotus.
Divine Rising versus Lotus. I mean, this game has a lot on the line for more of the who's going to play next season. Lafui getting called up from B League to play this game. Interesting. Kilku, I think Kilku's played themselves back into IBL. They were a free agent. And Divine Rising picked them up, and now Kilku is genuinely their top frag. A serviceable replacement for Apple was not something that I think of when I think Kilku. But they went 19-6 in this game and absolutely just destroyed Lotus. I understand Lotus hasn't been having a great season, but they still have good enough players that you can genuinely say this. Divine Rising have actually found a very good player in Kilku here, and this is crazy. Just crazy to see from a free agent immediately out of nowhere. I hate seeing Alex and Mud on, let's just say, underperforming in their teams. Mud going 10-10, Bikers going 6-10 is not going to win you a game. I think there was just a lack of real strategy when it comes to these maps. They played them on Spaceship and on Slay. Really strategy-based maps. In Spaceship, you can fill, you can go up top, win the top fight, play for the bow game. You can play pillars, you can play for pillar fill game. There's a bunch of different things and map pressures that you can do on Spaceship, and they just did none of it. I don't think they really played a strategic game, and when you're playing against somebody like Lafui or Fawn or Kilku, especially Lafui, he's been playing CBB nonstop. He understands the basics and the strategies of the map pretty much in and out, and you need to play a fundamentally sound Spaceship to beat them. And if you don't, then they will, and they will beat you. And Kilku just... I can't get over the fact that he went 19-6, man. That's freaking crazy.
That's my Street Sharks goat right there. Yeah, no, this game, I mean, going into it, I mean, I think we were all kind of expecting the result, seeing as Lotus has had a really not good season, to be honest. But I mean, yeah, Kilku showing that he deserves to be in IBL. He has won his spot back in IBL, as he said, going from a free agent at the start of the season, then getting picked up mid-season after the Apple trade, really solidifying his spot there in the roster, including possibly for next season. I mean, Lifui getting called up, dropping 7-6, a really good performance by him in his first A-League game, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, yeah, from the side of Lotus, just a weak side. I think not a lot of strat, not a lot of confidence going into this overall. Mud dropping 10-10. I hate to see him do like not great, seeing as he's also my Sharks goat. But yeah, no, just a really solid game from the Bind Rising, especially Kilku dropping 19-6. No, not much I have really to say.
All right, then to close us off on week 9, we had a potentially very playoff impactful game. Party Animals beating Ultraviolet.
Yeah, no, Party Animals again showing that they've been a really strong team this season, taking a really convincing win against Ultraviolet, especially in map 2. Yeah, no. Again, Bigfoot showing that he's been the whole team in general, just showing that they're strong. Trapdoor, Bigfoot, Ciano, a Neon, says 2-2, just didn't play this game. But yeah, no. Party Animals, as I said before, again showing that they're strong. They will do good in playoffs once it starts. I mean, Ultraviolet, they did good in map 1, but I think after that, they just took like a nosedive, especially map 2, where they just managed to pick up one round before dropping 4-1. But yeah, just Party Animals taking the initiative, especially in map 2. Map 1, they had to come back from being 3-2 down. They just brought it back to close the map off at 4-3. Just a really good performance by them.
Yeah, Party Animals playing great. I really want to focus in on Bigfoot here, and his just specifically for him, his IBL career has been an interesting one. Starting as a rookie in season 2, playing for Tavern, being the lead PvPer on that team, and playing all of our PvP kits when we were playing consistently. He ended up playing on Tavern again in season 3. Was the third frag to second frag for that team behind Floofy or TJ. And he's always been this second fiddle. And then when he went to Rat Tactics, he was the top frag. But that team didn't really stay together and underperformed on a lot of levels. But now here on Party Animals, Bigfoot's 100% the top frag. There's no argument about it. He is statistically the best player on that team and has been playing out of his mind. This team is 10-3 because Bigfoot, he's playing with confidence. He's really just playing like the top frag he needs to be, and that he's honestly been asked to be multiple times, and he's finally answering the question, is he the best player on his team? Abso-freaking-lutely.
Stop with the glaze. All right.
Yeah, Ultraviolet's got to be careful here because they're going to have one free win against Femme Fatales, but after that, they have to play...
Hey, you can't say that. They could win that game.
Yeah,
Wait, hold on. Shit, they forfeited the whole season. My bad.
We don't talk about that. But yeah, they play Close Combat, Donut Kingdom, and oh god, who's the other?
I really hope Ultraviolet's able to make it. Personally, I think this team has more than enough firepower. I think what they lack is, frankly, leadership. I don't know who on this team is truly the leader besides maybe Gizzy. He's an amazing player, and I don't think there's a more clutch player in IBL than Gizzy. Just watching him play last season on Nova was truly just a treat. Extremely enjoyable. I mean, he's wonderful to watch. Extremely nice person, but I don't know what their leadership structure is for this team, because if you're 8-6, there's something's wrong, because you've got 6 losses and 8 wins. Yes, you have more wins than you have losses, but this back half of the season is when you really need to show who you are and you need to capitalize. And losing at the end of the season hurts way harder than a loss at the start, because losing at the end is going to impact your playoff morale. It's also VOD review footage for people to understand how you play and how to beat you. You need to play smarter, and you need to establish, what are you going to do? That's what these back half games mean to these playoff teams that are on the bubble here. And A-League playoffs has never been closer. This team is 8-6, and they could really easily find themselves 8-8 and out of the playoffs.
All right, then let's get on to our week 9 takeaways. We'll start with Mogus. Mogus, you have any big picture week 9 takeaways for us?
I mean, from week 9, mainly, like I said, a lot of really good, really fun to watch B League games. Games I can like name off the top of my mind: Shinjikeito Donut Droppers, Hank plus 10, Sirens. I don't know. A lot of people didn't see that, but I watched that. It was honestly a fun game to watch. Just this week was really B League focused. As we can see, if you look at the schedule, there was only like 7 A League games throughout this week, and just a lot of B League games who are also wrapping up the season. We saw Fist Fight close off their games this season, leaving their playoff spot up to fate. But yeah, no, this week was really fun, really exciting to watch a lot of these teams play.
All right, Dudici, what do you got for us?
I got 5 major takeaways, and we're gonna We're gonna start with A League.
Everyone grab popcorn.
Okay, bro. All right. But all jokes aside, I think 100% we have our MVP. I think it's Fui. I think him winning against Serpentine solidifies it. Going in, that leads into our second point here. Serpentine, just drop the ball. You cannot lose 3 games towards the back half of the season and completely tank your season. They are 7-8. Yes, they're on the playoff bubble, and if they make it in, they're going to make someone's day is going to be a living hell if they let Serpentine into playoffs. But their team record, it just hurts, because you really cannot justify a Kubo MVP case unless Kubo drops something like 250 kills at the end of the season. I just don't see it happening. I think Kubo is going to be the first IBL player to reach 200 total kills, and that's going to be, well, maybe not first, but they're going to be one of few people to enter that 200 kill marker, and that is just a monstrous season, and Kubo should absolutely be proud of that. As a team, Serpentine is just falling apart, and it really hurts me to see it. Point 3, more onto the B League things. Hang plus 10 is absolutely back. They are so back. Even with D95 gone, they are playing amazing. They lost 1 game against Fistfight. Obviously, Fistfight had this massive resurgence, and we'll get into that in a second. But Hang plus 10 is now at the top of their division. They have finished their games. They are 9-6. They are confirmed for playoffs. They are absolutely playing great. And honestly, what team wants to play a team in that form? I don't know what team they're going to match up against in playoffs, but honestly, I pity that team, because Hang plus 10's at the top of their game right now. Point number 4, Infrared. What the fuck? Why are we losing 5 games straight, bro? Are we for real? But, like, that's maybe a bit of an exaggeration. It's more like 3 games, but They were 8-3. They looked like one of the best teams in the league. Then they go on this massive break and they come back and lose 3 straight. What are they doing? This looks terrible gameplay. Dippy is doing everything out there. And I don't know if he's baiting. I don't know if he's not listening to team comms and playing for Indiv, but something needs to change. And they need to change it fast because I don't know if their playoff spot is in jeopardy, but Infrared is not looking like one of those teams that can win. And right now, it looks like they're going to have to play against Arcane, and that is not a team that you can be playing against bad form in. They will just leave you out to dry. And point 5, I saved it for last because it really does suck to say, but, well, how do I put this? Fistfight went 7-1 to end the season, but you need to win more than just 7. You need to win more than just 8 games to make playoffs. You truly do. You got to play at your best throughout the full season. You can't just come into form at the end and make playoffs. It's an amazing team. Landon Legends for B-League MVP. Please, God, make it happen. But it was a fun season.
All right. Well, then we can finally say goodbye to Week 9 and put it out of all of our minds. And let's look forward to Week 10. I'm looking to get a couple of games put on the radar so our listeners can tune into those. Mogus, what games on the Week 10 schedule are popping out to you?
I mean, I'm gonna be so thrilled. Mainly the Mousetrap games, the ones they had left. Those are the main games I was really looking forward to. Main games I was like, I'm sure I'm gonna attend. I'm sure I'm gonna watch those. Kind of hate watching them be so thrilled, but like, I mean, I kind of have to. I mean, seeing as the fact that my team Fistfight now depends on Mousetrap for us to be able to make playoffs. But yeah, no, those are the main games I was looking forward to. I was looking forward to see a lot of B-League games wrap out, like finish. Just waiting to see how the playoffs are gonna look like after this week.
What games you got on your radar?
Any close combat game, personally, in my opinion, is must watch. This team is at a crossroads, 100%. They need a win, and they need to start winning now. They want to make playoffs, and they need to make a splash. They made this big trade for Apple, and they need to make it count. Because right now, they're not playing in form. They're playing very okay BattleBox, and that's not good. I'm really hoping to see some sort of change from them, and if we see it, it's going to start on Sunday when they play Ultraviolet. And Ultraviolet has a lot riding on that game too, because if they lose that game, they're going to start going on this massive losing streak, man. That's back-to-back losses for them, and that's really going to hurt them in the long run. And I'm just interested to see how it's going to go. Obviously, any important games like Impact Party Animals, Impact Hang 10, any Impact game is always fun to watch because they just completely destroy their opponent. But yeah, all going to be fun.
All right. Well, I don't think I have anything to add. You guys have been great, pointing out everything I think that everyone needs to know about IBL at this point of the season. So thank you both for joining. You've been great. Appreciate your time.
Yeah, no,
We don't appreciate your time, bro. We don't appreciate your time.
I appreciate you, Pony. I'm really glad you invited me here. I'm not happy that you invited Dudachu. Hate that guy.
Bogus, you said I just want to quickly add, if everybody wants to rewatch this this podcast episode and drink water every single time Bogus says yeah no, they're going to I don't know, they're gonna drown.
I'm gonna edit out every time he said that just to make you sound crazy right now.
You you can't do this to me.
And with that, that'll do it here for us at the IBL podcast. Thank you so much for listening, and we will see you next week. Next week? Maybe.
Next week. Mogus Maggots.
We'll see.
Don't believe the Rat Tactics propaganda. Fight against it.